Yeah, I wasn't sure if you were joking about that or not.
No, I wasn't joking.
Okay, so
I started it during COVID, actually, or during the second lockdown.
Okay. I was gonna ask you, like, well, my question was gonna be about your OnlyFans, like if it was more popular now that people were in COVID, but you started during COVID, so I guess you don't have the before and after.
No, and I also, since I've got back to work, stopped over the last few months. So I can't really like speak to what it's like right now. But
how
how did it all start? Like,
I literally was living in BC and could not get a fucking job.
Hold up, Felicia. Hey, stop bumming my phone. My phone blowing up. Come on, you need to go home. Get out. Call me Felicia. High school romance. Aww. Now you got a boyfriend. Come on. And I'm still a drug addict. Puff. I need a fucking blow up. I need a fucking bang. I need some fucking ring. I need a bang.
I couldn't get a job, and I wanted to do an OnlyFans for a long time. But sometimes when you're a couple, you know, it's a bit of a tough situation, or to navigate, or like to discuss. We talked about it for a really long time. It took months for like us to both be okay with it, or like to get to that point. Yeah. And then I started it.
How are you putting it into your life and?
Yeah. Also, like, okay, like, don't be like sexting dudes on the couch while we're watching a movie. I was like, okay, fair. That makes sense.
Yeah, fair.
You know what I mean? Like, I was like, okay.
Fair.
Like, you gotta work. We're watching a movie.
Okay, so when you're at your desk, it's okay.
Exactly.
Babe, I'm working.
T'es au bureau.
But no, started it. When I first started it, during I guess it was the second lockdown at that point. It was like bumping. Like I was making way more money. Like and I also had a lot more time to like be like posting every day and like answering people's messages all the time. I also started a chatterbait, so I would cam and then people would go on my OnlyFans and subscribe. Like it was cool. But then once everyone went back to work, it kind of slowed down a bit. And I think because people literally just don't have. They're not like online all day or like sitting there having the time. So it really was like this. It was really like all over the place. But I honestly, a couple months ago, I kind of stopped because I don't have the fucking time. I started my job at ACC and I was like,
But
it's a commitment. Like you have to, like, you really have to answer people's messages. And if you don't, like no one's fucking.
Well, it's a full-time job.
It was good.
Like as fun as it sounds.
It was good for the first bit. Yeah.
Sure.
I made like $800 in the first month when I started. And I was like, we were so broke. It was like incredible. We were so happy. We started doing content together, and that's when we started making way more money because people are like way more down to see you.
Because they're like, yo, there's a dick.
Yeah. Well, to see it for real, not just like how many dildos you have. Like,
yo, is this Somalian? What's going on?
Somalian girl gets piped out by Somalian.
Yeah, exactly, dude. Clickbait.
Sommelier. I think.
Sommelier. Wine everywhere.
But did you did you have a theme to your show? Did you like have some sort of program, some sort of content strategy?
Yes, sex.
It was just sex right off the bat? It's like, hey guys,
starts off more like chill because like you don't really know. Like I was like not sure how it all worked and everything. So like a lot of times it was like pictures or just like nudes and then it builds up into like, okay, like I'm masturbating on camera, like doing that whole thing. And then it was like probably like 6 months in that I was like, Ollie, seriously, we can make so much money. If you would
6 months?
Yeah.
6 months in and they're like.
Maybe 4 months because it was a Whistler to Kelowna. Kelowna we started doing, and then I was like, it will make such a difference, like if you like did it with me. First video I posted of like him titty fucking me, literally 20 seconds. 20 seconds. The video is 20 seconds long. Cum shot at the end. Brrr, everybody purchase, $30 each. Purchase.
And how did they purchase? Because you give them like a sample, you give them a preview.
No, yeah, I actually took a screenshot.
The thumbnail.
I took the thumbnail. It was thumbnail. This thumbnail was sick. Like, it was me like this, and like my face is kind of like this, like making a face.
Yeah.
Everybody bought it. Yeah, I literally, and it says how long it is. People know it's only 20 seconds long. 30 seconds long.
They just wanted to see it.
It was 20 seconds long.
20 seconds.
Then we started making the video. He came 30 seconds later. I was
like, best performance ever.
That
was the best 30 seconds I ever gave.
Yo, dude.
I was invested in business.
You know what? J'ai donné tout ce que j'avais.
Yo, honestly, as your acting debut, as a
sommelier,
Somalian.
I can add that to my resume. Champagne.
By the way, we have a special tonight. Champagne.
Le coup de
$30 only.
And then she's like, no, a little bit longer. He's like, no.
No, it was perfect. It's a lot of the time.
Il faut dégorger,
Technically, you made more money per hour or minute.
No, but the shorter videos sometimes are good, especially to start, because then the next one I posted was like 3 minutes long, and people are like, oh, well, the first
What
3
happened
minutes long with this guy?
Yeah. I don't know what happened. I don't know what
Okay,
happened.
I edited, I
On a fait du
cut
montage.
it.
On a fait du montage. Ça a pris toute la journée. It took all day.
Okay, you guys have.
This guy's exhausted at the end.
This is a lot of work.
Oh, Jesus
No,
Christ.
I edited, I cut it.
You guys are filming with an iPhone on a stick?
Most of the time when we do it, like when we do stuff, it's point of view, so he's holding it.
Oh, he's
You put it on your
holding it on his
forehead.
hand?
We've
Yeah,
done
I
it a
tried,
couple of
man.
times. I have
It was so
ring
awkward.
light
Like,
or a tripod.
I wish we could have had another camera filming.
Yeah.
I mean,
It would have looked so
That
fun.
wasn't too also. I don't know.
Hey!
Stop lying.
We need glasses.
I have to pee. I can get glasses and
Sure.
be back.
Okay, make a PP. Okay.
You're like, yo.
I'll come with you.
Okay, so as a boyfriend, you had to come to terms with your lady, deciding that OnlyFans was the best option to pay for rent.
I think also
basically.
I think also OnlyFans was paying for this guy's
His
food
rent.
too.
It's paying for everything. And
What is your dick's name? Do you have a name for your dick?
Oh, it depends. Sometimes El Zorro or
El Zorro.
Zorro.
I usually go by Chorizo.
Chorizo.
Oh, chorizo's good.
Chorizo.
I like that.
Um,
Yeah.
Little
okay.
Chorizo slap.
how much how much premeditation did you have to do? Like, tell us about like
Your first
obviously because when you love a girl, you love a girl. It's feelings. You know?
Yeah.
It's not like I'm just fucking this girl and go fuck.
Yeah.
I guess you have to be okay with that also.
Okay, with what also?
Well, with sex in general or with like sex work in general or
Right. Did you like ever imagine yourself like doing something like that?
maybe, yeah.
Okay, so you had it in the back of your mind.
Yo, chorizo was always
Chorizo was in the back of your
maybe
mind.
A little something.
Oh yeah.
But then it's just in the back of your mind, and then you don't think it's actually gonna happen. But then,
What?
But then your girlfriend's
and then,
like, yo.
and then when it's about to happen, you're like, do I really want that? Then it's getting public. Is it more of a kink? Do I want to keep it for myself? Do I want to share it out?
Yeah.
Were you
So-
sharing it?
Well, they shared it on OnlyFans to make money.
Because the thing is that I wonder, like on OnlyFans, you have no followers. Let's say you release this content. How do you get your first followers?
So you get your followers. Well, she will tell you more about it, but you get most of your followers through I don't know, like Reddit or
Okay, so
what was the other one? Twitter.
Twitter.
So you just write a title and a
Instagram.
thumbnail, and you
And-
drop a bunch of hashtags, and you pray
Because
for the best.
It also it started at first because Ali got into she got with an agency on Instagram, and then through that it was directly linked to the OnlyFans. So they
So you got traffic.
they will promoting you, and then you pay them like a certain.
You made
Okay,
a
so
cut.
you don't have to promote your OnlyFans on your own Instagram.
Well, you can, yeah,
You
exactly,
could if you
exactly if you want, but it's
But you don't have
a
to.
full-time job.
No,
Tu sais, t'es là toute la journée à répondre, tu sais, oh yeah, oh nice dick, oh yeah, and like just feeding up
The thing is,
boring
the thing
conversations.
is,
but,
a lot of these girls have to act as a boyfriend, as a girlfriend rather,
Yeah.
to a lot of sim guys who kind of want that intimate back and forth.
Yeah.
Because they just saw a girl doing a sexual act. They're like, what? I can have access to this girl? So they
yeah, you have to. And
Yeah.
a lot of times, like I used to do that. Like I used to be answering as if I was the girl for like
Uh-huh.
when I was younger. I had a friend who had like an escort company
Business?
in a way, escort
Yeah.
business. And I wanted to make some extra money after work. And I was watching a movie. I had the company cell phone, and I was just like answering messages and booking girls. And yeah, you're trying to give them that
and
girlfriend experience.
and you try to really impersonate. What would she say?
Oh yeah,
I'd
exactly.
be
Because
good
you
at
have a catalog, and then you have
I'd be so good
you
at
have
that.
your pictures. Tu sais, fait que t'es comme, je sais pas moi, tu sais, Natacha était plus cochonne. Tu sais, Bianca, tu sais.
Okay.
Tu sais, il y a
What goes-
d'autres, tu sais.
But it's also like a lot of
Nicole was anglophone, tu sais. Fait que tu sais, tu fais jouer des
rôles.
rôles.
Yeah.
You have to.
I was listening to a podcast about like it was actually fucking a Fresh and Fit podcast, and there was a stripper talking about how she sucked dry the shit out of this guy who would come to the strip club. She had a boyfriend and everything, and they just essentially saw this guy that was like blowing a lot of cash at a strip club with this girl, and like he was blowing like something like $1,000 each time he would go like visit her. And she just like took advantage of it, and like she like dragged him on for like 9 months to be like, yeah, it could happen, it could maybe happen, it could happen.
Oh, but
It won't. It will happen.
That's
it
their
will happen.
job.
It probably
though.
won't.
Tu sais,
But
c'est
it
comme
might
si,
will.
si tu mords à l'hameçon,
Yeah.
that's their job. That's where you go to. I used to go to the strippers all the time. With my old colleagues, every Friday we were having our business staff meeting. Well, business meeting. Him and I talking about like what do we have to fix at the restaurant and everything, but at a strip club.
Yeah.
Then we're there like drinking beer, having some whatever drinks, everything. Oh no, some tetas right there. And then once we're done talking about it, I go, oh, okay, I'll go in a cabin with her. Oh, I'll be right back. I'll go to her.
But I hate strip clubs, bro, because the girls were.
What?
I love it. We met a couple
that.
weeks ago, just the two of us, and we were drinking vodka sodas. Just
Where? Where'd you guys go?
we went to Kingdom.
Yeah.
Oh, no, 2 weeks ago. It was, I guess, right before. It was like
2 weeks
months
ago. It was like a.
But no, the reason why I don't like it because like strippers like trying to hustle me. They'll like dance for one song.
Well, that's
like,
the whole point.
4 songs.
It's literally the whole point.
No, I don't. I'm like, yo. She's like, yo, I did 4 songs. I'm like, you did 1 song. Bro. So I don't know. This is just me.
It's literally their job.
Then you
though,
don't,
but yeah.
Yeah, I get it. They're
Tu
trying
vas
to
pas en
hustle.
cabine, tu peux pas aller en cabine non plus.
Yeah,
Tu sais, il y a ça aussi.
you got to go and blow money. That's what you got to do.
Oh, yeah.
When I lived in Vancouver, I had a sugar daddy.
Una sugar daddy.
Yeah,
Una
and,
sugar daddy.
Like he would give me money like once a week or twice a week kind of vibe.
And how does that work? Yeah.
Oh.
I actually was sleeping. I actually was sleeping with him though. Like
Oh,
I was
yeah.
getting paid for the sex, basically.
And that's when you were with Oli or no?
No, that was right before I met him. Like before I came back to Montreal.
If you would have been with Oli, would you have given him half of your earnings with the sugar daddy?
But I stopped seeing him. Well, stopped talking to him when Oli and I decided to like be exclusive. Like we kind of talked about it. I was in Paris for a whole month. And while I was there, I hadn't bought my flight home yet. Because I didn't have enough money. And I was trying to convince my sugar daddy to send me the money. And he said, I'll send you the money if you come to Vancouver after Paris. And I said, okay, sure. So he sent me the money for my flight and I booked it. But I booked it with a layover in Montreal on purpose because I was like, just in case I don't want to go.
Yeah.
Or just in case Oli and I discuss it and like, blah, blah. Because then Oli came to visit me in Paris.
Oh,
And-
shit.
And he's like, what's
Well,
going
he
on?
was going
I was
already.
going to Paris.
He was going already.
J'allais à Paris, c'était prévu. Et là, elle aussi, les deux on était en même temps. On s'est dit pourquoi on passerait pas du temps ensemble.
we were
J'allais déjà à Paris. C'était dans le ciel. tu sais.
You were in
I
my
was going
way
with my
to
cousin.
It was actually because we had started like kind of just like sleeping together. And then I was like, oh, I'm going to Paris in October. And he was like, I'm going to Paris in October. And both of us were like, well, I don't want to be exclusive. Like, I don't want to like, I'm going to Paris. Like, I want to fuck. Like, you know what I mean? But then we ended up spending the whole time together in Paris. And like halfway through, he was like, are you seriously going to go to see this guy in Vancouver? Like, it just seems a bit ridiculous. Like, we've been seeing each other for months. And I was like, well, if we're going to be in a relationship, 100%, if you ask me right now, like, I will like not go. But like, I'm going to go if I don't have anything like exclusively
Like a
tying me down.
reason to not go.
So then at that moment, we decided like
Thank
that
you.
I wasn't going to go. But before I told him I wasn't coming, I finagled another $600 out of him.
Oh!
And then I ghosted him and blocked him on everything. And I never showed up in Vancouver.
I would have showed up at your house, guns blazing.
No, but he was kind of an ass. But he's an asshole.
Kick the door down.
Et où ma plotte?
I have the invoice.
I don't feel bad. This guy's fucking loaded. Like, he was an asshole. Like, he was a dick, like, fuck off. Like, I'll take
fuck
your
that guy.
money.
Fuck that guy. First of all, fuck that guy. Good on you to finagle.
Finagle.
I
But
love-
he said to me the other day, he goes, don't you owe that guy like $1,400? And I was like, I don't owe him anything.
Yeah.
He gave me the money.
Il a payé pour un service. And that's
Okay,
sometimes what we
and
forget.
what was your sugar baby name though? So he doesn't like chase you down.
No, he knew me. We met on Tinder. It wasn't even like a seeking arrangements. Like, no, he fully knows me. Like, he could probably find me if he wanted to, but I blocked him on everything.
Okay.
Hey, should we cheers to that?
Cheers to fucking over some.
I took you out for
You
dinner.
blocked you on everything.
I blocked him.
You blocked him on everything.
Episode, guys, this is a huge milestone.
Allie and Oli.
Salud.
Yeah, cheers to you guys.
Huge milestone. Yo, guys, thanks you for sharing your time with us.
Cheers
Cheers to Benny, the cute dog in the world. I know. I wish Gigi was here. Next time we'll bring Gigi.
Yeah, episode 20 will bring.
Yeah, exactly.
So, how tired are you of working in the restaurants? You're full time now.
Yeah, it's like in 10 years, it's going to be, so how do you feel about the mandates?
Oh my god.
How do you feel about them? Do you think it's going to be better next year?
It's like immigrants are still taking our jobs.
There's an 18-year-old that like never went clubbing ever.
Yeah, never hit the
He's like
club.
42.
He's literally in the metaverse.
Peace out.
Yo, have you seen that?
That's
you can
crazy.
buy property on Metaverse
Yeah.
now and everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's nuts.
It's kind of
there's-
weird. It's kind of fucking weird.
Yeah, it's super weird. Did you guys see the video Cryptoland?
No.
It's super cringe. You guys should check it out on your
Nice.
on your downtime. It's
I love
fucking
cringy stuff.
cringe. So cringe. A lot of your like, let's say you have an OnlyFans. People like, there's for sure 16-year-old kids that are just like looking at it. You know, like it's very easy probably to get access to that type of like website. And I feel like when I was a horny little boy, I would have like for sure maybe used that service. You know.
Yeah.
But instead, I was like horny messaging MSN contacts,
Yeah.
asking for like titty pics or whatever.
Wait,
You
weren't
know,
we all doing that?
it was that. It was like
that's way healthier.
But
Yeah, well, in a way.
No, but
It depends how it's
but
made,
OnlyFans
but-
like teaches you that it's a service and it's paid. Like you pay these people. They're not just like
It's a business.
yeah, yeah,
It's like going to the strip clubs.
yeah, exactly. There's a
Yeah.
certain like
Same.
dynamic that's established, whereas like a 14-year-old boy coercing a girl to send him
No, it's fucked up.
pics, that's kind of fucked up. But also, I don't know how I feel about like maybe like young women doing OnlyFans. Like let's say like if it's easy to consume that type of content, isn't it easy to make that type of content? As it's like if you're 16
it
years old
is.
or like
Oh yeah, no, it definitely is. There's
Yeah.
a lot of people that like I'm a part of like this big like Twitter sex worker community, and a lot of them I'm like,
you're too young.
no fucking way.
Yeah.
But I'm like, you know, we've been watching Euphoria too, and like there's like a young girl doing like porn and stuff and getting paid. Like she found like a cash pig and he's like paying her. But
How old
like,
is she in Euphoria?
16.
wait, what season?
Euphoria is in
The
Netflix.
first.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I
I
just
don't
started
remember the first season then.
But no,
more than
anyways,
one
but I was
season?
gonna say is like, I don't know, when I was younger, like I would have loved to have that kind of outlet for the sexual energy that I was like, I've always been like over the top, like insanely like sexual, like more than like
No,
the
The
average
average.
person.
Yeah.
yeah.
I would have loved to have an outlet like that was
Mhm.
safe, that was I was
Yeah.
making money, like I was like as soon as it gets pushed under the rug or anything like that, it becomes unsafe. It becomes
Yeah.
like a scary situation for people or who are doing it. And it's just, yeah, I would have loved it. Like as much as I'm like,
Something
there's a
online.
legal age, but I would never think like if I met a 16-year-old that said that they were like doing online stuff or whatever, I'd be like, yo, get it. Like, you know, if they're feeling good about it and they feel positive about it and get it, yo, like,
16 is young though.
Wait,
You're young,
you're,
though.
you're suggesting
But,
that like you wouldn't mind if a 16-year-old did that.
I would say like, yo, it's kind of like
It's
might,
better than being on the streets.
but
that's
it's
for
better
sure.
than, yeah. And like, I just feel like-
safer maybe.
but it's,
safer.
think about it, like even
But who?
how many people do you know that when they were underage, like met someone online and then went to go meet them? Like I know people that were like 14 and doing that and meeting them, and it's all, they don't tell anybody that they're going there because it's completely like it's not allowed and it's illegal and it's pushed under the rug and it's just putting people in more dangerous situations
Then they need to be.
than
yeah.
it has to be.
Yeah. My only concern about that is like I get the safety argument. It makes 100% sense. But my only argument against that would be like who would consume the content of a 16-year-old? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
That's a very good
you're
fucking,
bringing a community
The
of-
legal.
Yeah, the legal aspect.
You're bringing a
aspect of it,
community
you know?
of people that are,
Like what, you could only limit it to 16, 17-year-olds, but then again, a pedophile could easily create that account and be like, I was born in 2000 and What, 8?
It's always gonna be dangerous. Sex work. Even when I did my OnlyFans and stuff, I got fucked over so hard once.
Ah, man.
Like how does a girl get fucked over?
Mais...
No,
Oh,
so
yeah.
when
How
I was
does that
doing,
happen?
I'll explain.
Oh.
Super fucked up. It's like really next level. But I was doing Chatterbait, and this guy started messaging me like personally on Chatterbait, asking about my OnlyFans, sent to my OnlyFans. And then he said he wanted to do like private shows, and he's like, I can't put it on my card because like my family will see or my wife will see. I don't want to put it on my card. I'm like, okay, well, what do you want to do? He's like, make an Amazon wish list, and I will like buy you things off of it. And I was like, sick, perfect, okay. So he purchased, oh my god, like thousands of dollars worth of stuff. Ollie and I did a full like live, like had sex on camera for him. Yeah,
For
we did
how
it
long?
Live. Maybe like 2 weeks this went on.
No, but how long was the
20
sex?
minutes. 20 minutes.
Solid chorizo was on it that night.
He was so
No, but-
nervous he could barely get hard. That was the problem. Like,
Really?
yeah, because it's live. This like random guy.
Oh, it's
watching
live.
You.
Yo,
Guy
live is tough, bro.
Literally watching
Live?
you. Ollie's like, is this fucking for real?
But the thing is, do you guys get rid of the first round before you put on the show? Or do you like
Oh, we
go first
should've.
round?
I didn't even think.
Why
about
the
that.
first round? Like get
I
the
would
first
get rid
one?
of my
come
first round.
Me, you know what I'd notice is that me, if I come, let's say I wake up in the morning and I touch myself, this guy's looking at me already. Going, "This
No,
is
man, you
fucked
come
up."
so fast in the morning.
No, yeah, but
Oh my
Fir-
God.
First
In
round,
the
you always come
morning,
fast.
Ollie's literally like 45 seconds.
he's like
out,
chorizo.
out.
Yo,
I
yo,
know,
yo,
but
yo, yo, yo,
You're
yo,
tired in the
yo.
morning. I don't even mind. I'm like
Yo,
45
yo.
seconds, like 6. Like
I have to go back home. This is too much.
Oh no! Oh no! 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 Oh no!
Oh, no,
But
senorita.
What I was gonna say is that like when
Sorry.
I don't touch myself for a long time and then I have sex, I'm able to keep it in for like way longer. I swear to God, I'm able to like. But like if let's say I don't have sex or I don't touch myself for like let's say a week, and then I touch myself in the morning and then I have sex later that day, I'm not gonna last long. But if I just keep it in, I swear.
Every human is different, man. It's so
Everybody's
crazy.
different.
But it's crazy because it has a lot to do with like
Your
mental,
psychology.
you know.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, it's all mental. Like
It's
if
all,
like
yeah.
like if we're like if I haven't had sex in like a week, and then like Ollie goes down on me, 2 minutes in, like not even a full 2 minutes, like I'm like full force.
You know,
coming.
Ali was making the joke of like him wearing the frontal camera. You know,
Like that
you know,
headlamp.
you know, you know the fucking GoPros. You know
We
the
did talk
GoPros.
about you can get a chest GoPro, like specifically like for porn.
But yo, you know the GoPros when they go underwater,
Yeah.
they do the sound effect. And then imagine you go down and the girl.
No, we're just talking about something we got into talking about like morning sex versus
Okay,
if you
but-
haven't had sex in a week.
Oh,
Like, how long
no,
you last.
no, we were talking about how you got fucked over.
Oh yeah, okay. So anyway,
Amazon wish
We did a
list. The
live
guy orders a
thing.
bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
We was buying us so much stuff, like 2 weeks, like blah blah blah. And then at one point he says, "I really don't know what his motive behind it all was. I really don't. Obviously he wanted
Well,
like
to have
free
free
thing.
porn.
but then he ended it.
Free
Like, but then he
amateur porn.
So anyways, but then he fucked himself over by going, send me pictures in like of what you got. And I was like, I haven't received anything. So like I don't like
What are you talking about?
I'll send you pictures when I get it, I guess. And he's like, what do you mean? Like, no, Amazon said it was delivered. And I'm like, what? Like, no, it's not.
It was just a
I
big
call
scam.
Amazon because I'm like, I feel like I'm getting fucked over. It's been I was like, I feel like something's weird here. Like something's going on. The guy on Amazon tells me, no, like on your Amazon wish list, like they can purchase it or they can hit purchased elsewhere. Like if they bought it at like a different store and they're going to send it to you. Like if you're doing your wedding registry, right? Like you can hit like purchase elsewhere so that no one else buys it because you bought it at a different store kind of thing. So this guy is
Come on.
going down my list.
I don't really get that.
Yeah, I don't get that either.
No? So you
It's-
make you.
yeah. It's so you make your list and then you can either buy it or you can say, I already bought this for this person at a different place.
Fait que ça a été acheté.
It's
et
like for
pas à
wedding
travers
registries
Amazon.
or birthday
Tu sais que
registries.
ça a été acheté.
So this guy was going down my list, literally hitting purchase elsewhere brrrr, on everything.
How fucked up must you be as a person to be like, come up with this scam to be like, I want to touch myself for free.
And I didn't know.
I don't.
And then the guy on Amazon tells me, and I'm like, oh my fucking God. I messaged the guy and I'm like, yo, this is super fucked up. Just learned about the purchase elsewhere button. Like, fuck you. Like, bye. And he's literally like, fuck you. I didn't do this. Like, it's super fucking aggressive. And I'm literally like messaging him. I'm like, you literally just like sexually assaulted me through online. I did not consent to any of these things without the money that was behind it. Like, fuck you. And like, he was like, at one point he said something like he found me on Facebook and he was gonna send videos to my aunt, like this whole fucking thing. And I was like, I really hope that doesn't happen. But like, if it does, I'm just gonna own up. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
could he have found you on Facebook?
he did, because he named my family members. Because on Amazon, you can see my fucking name. This is me being new. Like, I didn't know. I didn't fucking know.
That is crazy.
But then
man.
I figured out how to turn off my name, how to turn off that button, how to
on
do the whole
Amazon?
thing on Amazon. But then after that, I was so scared. I was like, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not doing the wish list thing anymore.
Yeah,
It's
that's a
past
weird
everything.
thing.
Bye.
That's a weird
You
ass
have
thing.
to treat it as a whole entity. Like yourself, you're becoming like a product, and you have to treat it as
Yeah,
like
you need
I don't know,
marketing.
let's say your name is like a purple.
Yeah, it's crystal, man. It's
purple
candy.
crystal, tu sais, candy crystal.
something
tu sais.
else.
Fait que tout faut que ça soit crystal candy related. Tu sais, comme ça.
I feel like I could be great at
C'est une
marketing.
compagnie, puis
But it's the same with PayPal. I don't accept PayPal because they can see my name. They can only PayPal if
So you have to
my,
have another
my name is on it.
another
I would have to,
PayPal account, see?
but I don't think it can be connected to your cards and everything without your.
I have a PayPal that is connected to my manager's name because I was broke in Europe like 4 years ago and I had to do a crazy PayPal thing and I put his name on my PayPal account with his card and I tried to make a purchase yesterday for my dog, a little snuffle mat, and they only took PayPal and I think. My PayPal account is connected to my card, but the name on my card is not the same name on my
interesting.
PayPal account, so it didn't work.
Oh, it didn't work.
Didn't work. But yeah, my PayPal account is like Samuel Ricard. Fucked up. How it's crazy. Like these people that like the guy resorts to just flipping out. Fuck you, and you fuck.
Yeah, like I think his whole thing is he likes like he kind
Manipulating.
of gets off to the manipulation and then the getting angry.
Mhm.
I feel like if you're a kid in Nigeria and like you don't have you have 40 minutes of Wi-Fi connection per day or something, like you figure some fucking shit out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Of course.
Like they become super smart when they're limited and
Oh yeah, but it's like
all those Indians scamming that when they call in like, oh, this is a RCMP, nanana. It's comme,
Or do you get a
tu as
text?
une demi-heure pour payer $3,000. Puis t'es comme quoi?
Yeah.
The KFC will come at your door and
my sister got called like a year ago from like one of these companies that says like it's something with your taxes or whatever.
yeah,
Don't
yeah,
tell.
exactly.
There's been an investigation on your ass.
Yeah, I've got
don't
one
talk to your
too.
family. And I was like, Dahlia, what's going on? And she's like, don't talk to me. And then I'm like, I kind of dig into it and I'm like, yo, what's going on really? And she's like, it's like this thing. And I'm like, Dahlia, that sounds like a scam.
Ben oui.
I'm like, that's a scam. You know what I'm saying? And then like, you know, once you get like told that it's a scam, it's like,
You're like-
everything falls into place. You're like,
Yeah.
because it's crazy what scam artists do.
And
you
it's
know?
always in English. I thought it was weird at first because the girl was like saying all my rights and blah, blah, blah and everything. And I was like, hey, it's because this is a governmental service. I want to have a service in French.
Oh,
Je veux un
that's
service,
the
je comme,
best
je veux un
way.
service en français. And they were like, oh,
no problem. Bonjour.
They try to, there's no French officer working at the moment. And I'm like, well, you know what? Call me later then.
Oh, that's perfect. You
And-
got them. You got them. You got
Tu sais,
them.
puis jamais eu de rappel.
Motherfuckers never called you
Yeah,
back.
man.
Oh my god.
Mais tu sais, ils m'ont
That's
pris des.
It's a good trick for everybody at home. If you guys, because yo, I honestly get these calls every week.
If they don't
like,
speak French, it's not.
yeah, if they call for your Quebec revenue shit and they don't,
Or you
speak
get a
French,
text.
fuck
No,
outta
but
here.
even in like Service Canada, like in all of Canada, you cannot work for Service Canada if you are not bilingual. Even if you're in fucking BC, even if you're fucking Nova Scotia, you cannot.
I've also been getting like text messages. You know when somebody e-transfers you money and you get a
Oh,
text
I get it all the
message,
time. Fido has e-transfer.
or like not even
QR.
Fido, just like e-transfer link. Click here,
And
and
then I
then
click it,
you
nothing
click,
happens.
and then it brings you to the page on your email when you receive an e-transfer that goes like, you know, you open the email and it's like deposit in which bank, RBC, TD,
Yeah.
and then you click on the link on your phone and it goes to that, and then you click on the RBC and then it's the exact same login page, and then you write your number and they have your password and they scam you.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fucked.
But it's all a fucking
A sales
illusion.
funnel,
But
bro.
Shit,
isn't
I
it a
don't
thing?
know
Because it's
HTTP.
HTTPS, and then you know that. It's
Yeah, yeah,
it's
there's
not
something
Eh,
off in the name.
scammed.
or
HTTP scam.
or it's like
Scam.visa. But Visa RBC.
Identité.
Oh my god.
Yeah, man. And also, man, if you're sugar daddy and you're watching this, you know, make sure the girl is there and then you transfer. The money.
Pay your people for your services. Period.
Yeah,
Tu vas au
honestly,
restaurant,
yo,
tu vas manger, tu payes.
I was
Tu
at
vas en ligne, tu payes.
I was at Atwater today, early in the morning, and I saw this woman who was, I guess, a sex worker. I guess because it was very early in the morning, and she was dressed like, I guess, like a sex worker.
She's like, "You want to have fun?"
And this guy, this like
7 a.m.
this dude was like at the red light with me, and it was me, the supposed sex worker, and this guy was like harassing her, bro, like following her. Like we were both going to the McDonald's to get a coffee, and he was there, and he was like shouting out. Like I was wearing headphones, listening to music, so I couldn't hear what he was saying, but he was like, eh. And she was just like smoking a cigarette, trying to ignore him. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like. The fact that these people think that they have the right to do that, it just like it shows a lot about like the value that we give to sex workers, you know.
But that's
It's
why
like,
you should legalize it.
yeah, exactly.
You know? Legalize
Totally,
it, man.
totally.
Protect them by, police officers and whatnot. A lot of
Tax
countries.
everyue, everything.
yeah,
Everything.
But
tax
imagine they legalize it and it's like so expensive because it's like so heavily taxed.
But isn't in Canada? Well, yeah, that's another thing. But
Tax
isn't
them
in
by the
Canada?
pussy.
It is legal to sell sex. It's just illegal to buy sex. So that's their way around it, right?
It's crazy that OnlyFans just like yeah, it's okay, bro. International sex business
Well,
is fine, man.
going back to what we were talking before, when my friend had his escort agency, like it was made sure, I had to make sure with the person.
Your friend was a pimp, okay?
yeah. Oh, maybe,
Yeah, straight up. Like, I don't know why we're not.
basically.
Agency.
And then I had to make sure with the customer that they were leaving the money on the night table and not giving it in person to the girl.
Yeah, because you can't.
Because
It's not
otherwise it's
legal. You
illegal.
can't actually pay somebody for sex,
Well,
but you can take. You can accept the money. Like you can
It's like donation. It's like a gift. It's like that's what it's considered. in
But
Quebec.
even my
Mais c'est
sugar
comme- c'est
daddy.
comme si
C'est
tu
un
l'as
cadeau.
trouvé.
Ouais,
Tu l'as trouvé comme as the girl, technically, you had an intercourse with that person, the person left, and then you found it.
Grade 8.
You found that money on the table. Tu l'as trouvé, c'est comme.
oh, you guys are talking about sex workers robbing.
No,
like,
robbing.
you
C'est
pay
comme-
your
There's a
sex
legal
workers.
gray area.
Yeah. See,
No, hand
there's
it to them.
There's a gray area where you can't actually buy sex. You could either donate or
But
gift.
that's why it's like,
or,
hey, do you want to go on a date? Hey, do you want to spend some time? It's never, hey, do you want to fuck? Do you want to pay? Like, it's $300 to fuck me. Like, there's a line.
Wait, you saying prostitutes say that too? They say
No, but at the window, like I don't even watch a movie, you know, and it's like, hey, baby, you looking for a good time? Like, it's always like another way of saying it. You're not actually discussing.
Hey, you want to purchase my punani?
Yeah, like it's not. You're not actually like discussing the.
well, you are.
purchase
I was
food
being
on
like,
it.
oh, what are you looking for? Do you want a girlfriend experience? Do you want this? Do you want that?
Right.
And then
Yeah,
once
with-
you settle that up, the person is giving a
I
gift.
Okay, now let's see it the other way around. Like, let's say sex work is not legalized and it's not supervised by the government. Somebody like Sam, okay, who wants to have sex with a prostitute, goes, and the prostitute,
Can you tell her to
Raw-
pretend like it's the first time? Like, oh no, what's
Yeah.
happening?
Yeah, exactly.
I never do
Oh, you're
this.
so
extra-
big. Oh my god, you're so big. No, put it away. It's too big for me.
Yeah, but every
No,
king
totally not.
has a prize though. Every king has a prize.
No, even my OnlyFans guys would send me pictures and be like, "Tell me my dick is small."
No, and,
Like,
and
tell
and
me,
people
like they want to be humiliated.
Okay,
People tell- people
Means
telling
the-
you,
the
like,
opposite.
talk to
Yeah,
me
I'm
as
tired.
if you were my wife.
Oh,
I love you. We've been happily married together.
Oh,
blah,
shit!
blah,
Yeah,
blah.
I had a guy send me a script that he wanted, like me to videotape myself saying the script with multiple positions that I needed to move in. Like I was obviously recreating a video that he had already, or like a person that
directed. He's a
and
director.
I literally in these videos, I was his wife. And I loved him, and we were like had been together for this long of time. He owned my pussy. Like I had to say all these things like this. You own this pussy, and then I had to like do all these positions, and then it ended with me on the floor, like making myself come. But he paid extra because it was personal video.
Yeah,
or whatever.
yeah.
But it
That
happened
is-
twice.
That is the original
and then
piece.
the-
Same
I think-
client twice?
Yeah, actually twice. And the second one, he wanted to watch me pee. I was like, okay.
Oh,
That was
that's
it.
the best.
That was
I know,
it.
right?
Well,
I
I'll
love
fucking
peeing.
pee. I'll fucking pee on camera for you. Like, why the fuck
I would
not?
pee for money too.
I got peed on once for $500 from my sugar
$500.
daddy. I was like, sure, okay.
But by him?
Yeah.
That's fucking kind of sick, honestly.
Like, we
in
had
the bathtub or like
we
on
had
the
already
floor?
had sex, and he was like, we had talked about it before, like a bunch of times, and I kept saying no because he kept saying in my mouth. I was like, I'm not letting you pee in my mouth. Like, I'm sorry, that's like fucked up. Like, I don't want to taste it, you know. And then he was like, okay, like
For
what about
$1,000, would you have done it?
$1,000 maybe? But he was at
Because I would have
first.
just been like, oh no.
At first, he was like
For a
200.
PS5.
He's like $200. No. And I said, okay, for $500, like I'll let you like piss on my tits in the shower. And he was like, oh, okay. And then we
good
did
enough.
it. And then literally
That's
like
so good
I
in the
just laid
shower.
on the shower floor, he pissed on my tits, and then he left. I took a shower, and then I went home. Like that was it. Why the fuck not?
Show him
Bro.
what you drank.
The person with the most amount of self-confidence is you over here.
I wasn't even
Yo.
thinking about it.
If
I
my
was-
girl was to tell me all the fucking shit she did, holy
sorry,
shit,
I
I wouldn't be able
wasn't
to
thinking
handle
about
it
it.
personally. I'd
I
be
was
like,
not
I'm done.
thinking
We're done this podcast.
No,
The
but
Poolboy Show.
honestly,
Okay, just
we,
for the
we-
viewers,
we
this
all-
is my boyfriend.
we all
I don't
have our
even know if
part-
We established
we all
this.
have our part of like kinks and everything. I mean, nobody's
But it's good that you're open-hearted.
nobody's an angel.
Yeah, it's good to see that you're open-hearted and
We do.
open-minded
I
too.
He
had,
also
I had
tells
my
me able to do that.
experiences.
He
I-
also
I-
tells me things. It's not like it's like a one-sided. Like,
Yeah, okay.
And some, but I am very open to say like, oh, okay, I don't really, I'm over there. I don't want to listen. And he's like, oh, okay. Like we tell each other like, I just
Okay.
really not down for this anymore.
Okay, so
Oh,
you,
of course,
you
'cause
guys have a tap out system.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
I'm
in
down,
a way,
I'm down.
and you have to. It's
Sometimes I
like,
go, why the fuck did you tell me
have
that?
to.
he's like, and he's like, I don't know. We talk about it, and I'm like, okay, fair. My new response is, I don't really want to talk about this anymore. He's like,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, I can imagine that. Like you
Yeah.
wake up Monday morning, you're like, I pooped on this person's face once. Like, what?
Like, we're on the limit. We're on the limit.
But, yeah.
I didn't need to hear that.
Yeah,
You're like, I
exactly.
really don't
You
like
ruined my
that.
Monday morning.
No, he has a couple stories that that are like big stories that he brings up often. And
The
sometimes I'm just like, can we not?
Chorizo.
I've literally heard this story like 7 times. Like, I don't want to hear it again.
I think my most prideful sex moment was at some point I was having sexual intercourse with this girl,
Sexual intercourse.
Sexual intercourse.
and
Why are we talking like that?
I was it was doggy style, and then I pulled out right before coming, and then I came, and then she looked back, and I came on her face,
Oh, that's lit.
on her face.
It's. Oh
I
my
went
god.
Papa, and she went. I went.
Okay, wait. Wait, I haven't add on to this. All I'm like.
And then she got mad at me. Like, you didn't have to come in my face. I'm like, I didn't even try to.
Hey, you
but
turned around.
aren't you fucking amazed?
That fast c'était dans le chemin.
I was aiming for your pillow. Your head was in the way.
Okay, but be honest. Was your first feeling like a sense of empowerment, or were you like, huh? Sorry.
It was like, first of all, like the amount of power that had to come out was like I was on MDMA and I was having sex for an hour and a half.
Oh my god, you
And
couldn't
I couldn't
come.
come.
Yeah,
And then
exactly.
pop, 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 and I'm
Wow.
like, fuck it.
Il faut dégorger.
And it was like, and then it was like, and then she was like, don't come
It was like
inside
slow
of
mo,
me.
like.
Never mind.
He's like, don't come inside. TJ.
Oh, everything
What?
slows down. She just jobs.
He's like,
Yo, she just.
and then she got mad at me. She's like, you didn't have to come on my face.
And you're like, no,
I was like-
I didn't mean to.
Yeah, I was like, can't you just fucking be in awe of this
my aim?
moment? Beautiful moment. It probably will never happen to you again. Or me. We've just shared something special.
Okay, but this is to add on to that. You
The,
might want to not listen. But I was having a threesome with these 2 guys once, and like I bent over. Like
you might not want to
Yeah,
listen. How the
well,
fuck you want him to
I'm
not
sorry,
listen?
but it's so good. I have to add it to the story. It's too funny. But like one guy's behind me and like one is in front of me. And the guy behind me is like, I'm gonna come. And we're like, okay. Like it'd been so long, we're so wasted. And he's like, okay, I'm gonna come. we're like, literally me and the other guy were like, just fucking do it. Like, just fucking come. Like, we're just wasting.
Yeah.
Pulls out, comes, lands on the other guy. Literally, it goes, brrr, boom, like right here. Like,
On his chest.
No, I would have.
I've never laughed so hard in my entire life. I literally was like, like hyperventilating, laughing, and I rolled over, and they both were like, "Yo, bro, you fucking came on me, like, bro,
And then
I
you
never
just.
laughed so hard in my entire life. I was like, Sam, get over it, and I like literally like
That's
fucking wiped
hilarious.
it off his chest. And Liam's like fucking wasted, and he's like, "Okay, I'm just gonna." I said their name. I shouldn't have said their name. And then like literally, he's like, okay, I'm just gonna go. And he like starts pulling his pants on, and Sam's like, fuck you, fucking come on me. It was the funniest fucking thing.
Yo, fucking, yo.
I
I
really
would've
laughed
died.
so hard. I've never laughed so hard. I was like, I could not. I was like, I'm gonna throw up. I'm laughing. Like I could not stop laughing.
Yo, I would have fell on the floor and be like, yo,
Like,
I'm
wake me
done.
up until the metaverse is over.
yeah. It's like, what have I become?
You're just
On
like,
the ground with like sperm on your chest.
yeah.
But we all
Looking at the ceiling, like
You
with
just
the
died.
fan. What have I become?
tasting it. And we all worked together, so then obviously it, like all got out, and then like literally the next day I'm like showing up to work, and they're like, "Yo, I heard you had a threesome with," I already said his name, Sam and Liam, and I heard that Liam came on Sam, and I was like, "Yep." They all were like,
How the fuck do they all know? Like,
Sam fucking told
yeah,
me.
of course.
He's
And
like,
it's
Liam
that.
fucking came on me.
Oh, I thought it was gonna be the guy who came on the other guy who was gonna be like, "Yo, I came on that motherfucker." Yo, I came on his face, and he's like, "Yo, it was only on my chest." Fucking, it was on your face. Close enough. Yeah.
So fucking funny. So
Yeah,
funny.
men are afraid of for the most part are
Oh
afraid
no,
of
like
dicks.
the homophobia, like the internal fucking
Yeah.
homophobia is
Or it's like
real.
not even homophobia, just like not comfortable with their sexuality enough.
No,
you know?
no.
I always kind of admired like people who were, I guess, like super comfortable. You know, I'm
Well,
like, wow,
men
you could just.
specifically that are really comfortable with that, like to find two guys to have a threesome that they're actually going to touch each other and like actually make out is really difficult because like
Why do
they're
you think
not-
that is? Why do you?
It's fucking ingrained homophobia. Like it's
No, but what do you
ingrained
think is that ingrained? Is it society or is
society- Oh, 100%.
100%? Yeah.
I like the heterosexual like ideology where men have to be like manly and this and this and this and they can't show like it's almost impossible to find a dude like that's gonna
Mm-hmm.
want to like make out with the other guy that you're having
Yeah,
threesome with. Like,
like-
they weren't looking at each other. Like literally like they were like
Like I for example tried butt stuff, you know, but
Mhm.
with Claire, not with another man.
Mhm.
But even that was like in the moment I was like, I'm giving up and take my booty hole. But like I couldn't imagine like doing that with another man. Like I don't know, like, but I feel like as for a woman, there's that comfort. But I don't know what's wrong with me, man. I don't know why I can't take a dick up my ass.
But it also like number one, it fucking hurts. Number one, it fucking hurts. It's not something you can just be like, yeah, I'm gonna take
Well,
a dick
especially
in
when
the
you're
ass.
messing with chorizo over here, Mr. Chorizo, Somalian man.
Somalian, my Somalian man.
Namaste.
But no, it's yeah, I would definitely say that a lot of dudes won't even like take a finger because they're like I think you should let Ollie open this one. Show them
Before
the proper way.
we ask Ollie, have you ever had anything up your butt?
No,
No.
never.
Not even a finger? Would you want a little finger? Like, yo, a little finger is nice.
I wouldn't mind if like a girl puts her tongue or whatever, but like not if not.
Oh my god, my
necessarily.
sugar daddy used to love that. Oh my god, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I'm so
But like
sorry.
the finger or the tongue?
Tongue.
Yeah.
Eat
I feel like the
asshole.
tongue is much more
But-
like nice.
It's nice. It feels good.
But it's also much more of a commitment for the
Right.
people giving the
the
tongue, you
first
know?
time we had sex.
'Cause
the
my
first time we had
asshole-
sex, he did that, and he brought it up once, like months later. He was like, "Remember the first time we fucked and I ate your asshole?" I was like, "Yeah, it was sick." Like
Yeah.
it's so it's.
I'm an ass eater. Like I will eat a lot of ass.
I
No, but
love it.
do you do it like on a consistent basis?
Not I feel
Buffet
like I feel like eating ass on a consistent basis is almost impossible. You know, one must understand his own limits, and it's
No, but
okay to
exactly, I feel
navigate
like-
around those limits. But
I like it to be surprised. I am probably one of
I
those.
feel like when you go into animal mode, it
Yeah.
happens. Like when you really go animal
I'm
mode.
like, I want
yeah,
the
of course.
poo-poo on
Yeah,
my
yeah,
nose.
yeah.
Yeah.
I love
It's not
that.
like an always thing.
No.
Like before it was trending, we talked about this on the podcast. We're like, you actually see the graph on Google Trends where it actually trends upwards in like 2015.
Oh, that was a real graph?
Yeah.
Yo, I thought you just put a fucking random graph. So basically, we were talking about ass eating and the correlation between ass eating and the pandemic, and
And how we assumed.
how we assumed that
Predicted.
ass eating went down. Yo,
Went
this is
down.
crazy. You brought the graph up. I
Yeah.
didn't think it was. I thought you just pulled up a graph.
No, I actually brought up a real graph and
Putain, les gars, c'est des pros, mine de rien. hein.
Yeah,
Yo,
yeah,
quand
yeah.
même. And a real graph about like the correlation between ass eating since 2015.
No, is not the correlation. Is the Google search amount of ass eating?
ass
Oh,
Done on
Google
Google.
search amount.
I
and
do think that ass eating
it's
has
slowed
become
down.
more trendy in the last couple years.
No, but it was trendy right before COVID.
Yeah, I feel like ass eating was cool. Like
It was
5
cool.
years-
But I think men got more comfortable with saying like, "No, I love to eat ass." Like I don't know what happened that made it
Yeah,
more.
there's something about it. I think probably a rapper rapped about it or something.
Something happened in the
pop
media that
culture.
made
Yeah, like
men
Lil
more
Wayne was like,
comfortable
"Oh
being
no,
like,
I did a doo doo. I like to eat ass and eat a poo poo."
No, but even
Yeah.
even my sugar daddy, who was like an extremely like macho Israeli dude, like did not like if you ever like made any kind of like intention that he was like
Kind of gay.
or whatever, like he would have lost it. Like
Yeah.
absolutely not. The third time we had sex, he's like, "I want you to eat my ass."
Put your face in
like
my
has
booty
no
hole.
issue telling me this.
It's
And I
also-
remember being like, "Wow, okay, sure."
It's also
like,
all that shit
surprised,
that we're
but
talking
okay.
about like I feel like for women it's more acceptable to
Eat ass.
be more open. No, yeah, well also, but be more open. And then for men, you have to either fit in a certain box. C'est comme tu es hétérosexuel ou tu es homosexuel.
Mais
C'est-
also the box for the woman is being open.
Open. I was just-
Because
that's
as,
exactly
as
what I
a
was just
woman, if
gonna
you're
say.
not open, then are you really one of these cool?
Oh yeah, no, it's like, are you a
Girls.
slut? Are you like cool? Like it's literally, it's. That's what I was just gonna say when you were saying that. Like as much as it's like a box for men to like act a certain way, like women are also this insane box. Like maybe the box is a bit bigger, but it's like more of an expectation than a I don't know, a regulation.
Like I feel like nobody's gonna give shit to a guy for not eating or like not having a finger up his ass.
No,
It's
everyone's
gonna-
like, oh, okay.
Oh yeah, cool.
But like for someone who like doesn't like a girl who doesn't have the worth like super like gendering everything, but like for a girl who doesn't want to do anal, it's like, oh, fucking prude. And it's like, no, yo, maybe they just don't fucking like it.
Yeah.
Like they just don't want to.
No, what's
and
fascinating?
yo, sometimes I have a little bit of poo poo in my butt.
Like maybe I just fucking I didn't maybe
I have a
I
bit of poo poo in
maybe
my
I
butt.
didn't shit today.
Say-
Like maybe I don't want to. Like
Ben, des choses comme ça se prépare aussi. Tu sais, if you just had like, I don't know, like merguez, couscous.
Yo, chorizo.
Est-ce que paella chorizo, tu sais, est-ce que t'es à l'aise? Will you be like,
T'es pas à
no,
l'aise.
t'es pas à l'aise.
Yeah.
Tu sais, t'es
just
pas à
the other
l'aise, tu
day,
comprends?
we ordered
Normal.
Indian food, and then like immediately after we ordered it, like we hadn't received it yet, we had sex, and then the Indian food came, and both of us like fucking manged, you know, like ate so much, and we sat there after, and we were like, thank fucking God we had sex
Yeah, bro.
before we ate this Indian food.
Ouais.
We were like bloated, like farting,
Là,
like
t'es
we were
là à
like,
bouffer un
ugh.
cul avec une gueule pleine de curry, tu sais.
Yeah.
I had the
Oublie,
same conversation with Phil like 2 weeks ago. I was like, should
Butter
I was like,
chicken.
should we eat first? I'm like,
No.
we should eat last. I know exactly how this goes. We eat, spliff, Netflix.
You get tired. You like we don't even go to bed at the same time. Like if we don't have sex in the morning during the day, like a lot of the time it's like I'm fucking tired. I go to bed. He stays awake doing something else. Like you gotta plan.
Morning sex is the best.
We're
For me,
morning
it's the
sex
best
people.
because I'm so horny in the
You're
morning.
already hard. First of all,
Yeah.
you wake up like rock
Yeah.
fucking hard.
Yeah.
So why like it's the
That's
perfect
a good
time.
way to start a day.
It's a great way to
Perfect
start.
way
it.
to
Great way
start
to
a
start a
day.
day.
But it
Tu
is.
sais, tu te réveilles avec la personne que t'aimes ou pas. tu sais, mais-
Yo, je t'aime pas. I don't love you, but I'll fuck you.
Yeah, well.
What's fascinating to me is that when I was young and naive, as a young 20-something-year-old, when I would see a girl who was very sexually active, I would always think of her like as a permanent characteristic,
Mhm.
and like I would be like, okay, she's like that forever. But more and more as I grow older, I see a lot of girls go from like extremely sexually active, hooking up with a lot of guys, to switching up to like boom, in
That
a
ain't
relationship,
me.
wedding, and like holding it down for like ever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
true.
I'm seeing more and more of that. And it's it opened up my mind, I guess, to the idea of like, just because a girl is like super promiscuous or has a phase doesn't mean that she can't switch up and be like super serious.
Or what if
Well, yeah.
it's just part of her of that person's personality, and then
But she explores that.
t'es à l'aise de partager ça avec une
Mhm.
personne, tu sais.
Like
And
like
then it's-
well, when he's thinking, because both of us were like that before we started dating, and like the decision to be exclusive for both of us was a bit tough. But then like slowly the conversation about having an open relationship has come up, but still, literally, it's been 3 years, and we still have not been able to like tie down a way that it would work for both of us.
Yeah.
Well, you
Like,
see,
fuck other
with
people.
me and Claire, it was the same thing. When we first started dating, I was on and off with a whole bunch of relationships, and I was like, I don't want to commit or whatever. And then
But you
And
know, when
then-
I met Claire,
and then-
my boyfriend broke up with me, and then you broke up with her. So that's part of the reason we bonded.
I broke up with Claire.
Yeah, you guys were broken up for like a month or two, and I remember that you
Broke
guys
up
got
with
back
Claire.
together. This is like summer of 2015.
Summer of 69. 69 is my favorite sex
But I
position.
remember, oh my god! But I remember.
What?
that-
Oh my god, is that not cool anymore? Is that
no,
not
I
a
was
cool
just
thing?
like not what I was talking about.
Oh, okay.
But like you guys broke up, and then me and my boyfriend broke up, and then we became like best friends through that because we were like both going through the same
But your
thing.
boyfriend was insane.
Matt, yeah, cool. I don't even want to talk about.
You just say people's names like,
No.
oh, him, boom.
name,
Yeah, you're the worst. You're like
Full
He
name.
actually,
Yo,
no,
no
he
one
would
name
not be
dropping the
upset.
whole
We're
city.
friends, but also he has changed his name from this point on. So I won't talk
Yeah,
about it.
stop mentioning him. Because I have to do the
because he
beeping.
has to do all the
Then he
beeping.
has to be
Okay,
edited.
but anyways, but I remember when you and Claire got back together, I was pissed. Like I literally was like, I want that. Like, why isn't my boyfriend and I getting back together? My friend Claire just gets to have the dream. Like her and her boyfriend got back together and they're in love. And you guys were like a whole nother level of in love after that happened.
Yeah,
I
but
remember,
he's
like,
also
that's-
not a dick.
No, exactly.
Okay, but speaking of dicks, did Claire ever talk to you about my penis?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
What did she say?
Okay, I will tell.
She said I was a massive boy, but I need to shave a little bit more.
No,
'Cause I
she
always
didn't
ask her
say-
if I need to shave. She says no, but
She
it's,
said nothing about the. Yo, if the dick is big enough,
nice
I don't
merguez.
even notice if you've shaved or not because I'm not even getting there. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it's not
exactly.
even- you don't even
And if
notice.
you get there, you're like, I'm like,
Whoa.
I'm like,
Okay, but I will remember. This might be TMI. You might have to cut this. I'm not sure.
wait.
TMI on your part, not on Claire's part.
He's like, I can only keep
hold on.
5
Before you
minutes so
say
far.
anything,
I mean, we only have like,
we only have 3 minutes of content so far.
we got an hour and 45 minutes.
but what were you saying? What were you saying about my dick?
No, it wasn't about your dick. Claire called me once, being like, "Yo, I have to ask you something."
Adele's penis is too large.
No, and I was like,
Ah.
"Okay." And she goes, "Is it weird that the guy? I don't think I met you at this point or something. That the guy I'm seeing,
Oh, only wants blowjobs?
no,
Okay, thank God.
eats me out when I'm on my period. Like he likes it.
Really?
Yeah.
Me?
And she was like, he loves it when I'm on my period. Like he literally came up and had blood on his face. She told me that. And I was like, oh, I think that's lit. I literally told her,
Yo,
like,
honestly,
I think that's absolutely fucking awesome. She was
I
like,
don't
"Oh,
remember
okay."
that particular time, but
It must
I
been
have
just like one time.
I have no problem eating a girl out
But not a period.
on her period. Like I love
Stick to
that
the
whole
top, but,
savage
like-
thing. I think it's ridiculous to like love a part of somebody and not the whole thing. You know what I'm saying?
I hear ya.
Great recovery.
So,
Yeah.
beautiful.
I'm gonna love every single ounce of your love and milliliter of your blood. You know what I'm saying?
You're like,
Yeah, but
drinking it up.
it's funny that you say. I think Claire kind of like pimped out the situation a little bit more. Like,
but I think she was probably
as if I was
shocked.
like, yo, he came up and like his face was full of blood, like as if I was a
But
vampire
I
and
think she
shit.
was just shocked that you were like down.
yeah.
But honestly, that's probably something that I've already done, and I've always been very like self-conscious after sex, like after eating out a girl, because like I like to have them parked on my face, you know. But
Yeah.
like after the sex, I'm like my whole face is so wet, and like they look at me, and I'm like. Before I used to be like, yo, wipe it all off, like look like a man, you know what I'm saying? But like now I just let the mess on my face
Yeah.
hang. And I always thought like that the blood never showed because I went to the bathroom and I was checked and I'm like, it's fine. But I think maybe I might have rubbed it off. But like the fact that she saw blood kind of makes me kind of fucking more of a savage.
Yeah, it makes you
Yeah.
sound sick.
I mean, it sounds like a
horrible.
caveman just came out of the cave. He's like, yo, what do you guys want?
yeah.
Sometimes you don't know. Like sometimes you don't know if it's just a little rash because you're a bit red.
Yeah.
Or if it's
or,
Tu sais, t'es aux toilettes, tu fais ton truc.
But
ouais.
there's a lot of guys that would like shame other guys for like
for
doing
doing that.
Yeah.
100%. 100%.
And-
I always think it's like super, like when a dude, even like when I was younger, not as much now, but like we'll have sex. It was a big deal. Remember when it was like a big deal, like to have sex on your period when you're
Yeah.
like younger? Like I have girlfriends that still to this day are like, I won't. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Why? Oh, like,
I'm like, you're always on your period. Can we fuck already?
like
You're only
Here.
horny when you're on your period. Bro, you're literally only horny when you're on your period. Can we just fuck already?
One of my most memorable sex was when a girl was on her period.
yeah, yo, it's lit.
It is.
It's fucking
Yeah, it's very moist.
Oh, it's so good. It's so, and it feels
And
better
also,
for
you
the
could come in
person.
that. You could come in it like.
No one's gonna even notice.
It's also the
yeah,
it's in
true.
French,
No one's gonna get it.
that feeling of interdit.
Ouais.
You're like,
Mhm.
are we supposed to? Aren't we supposed to? Like,
Yeah,
isn't
this
that a
is
thing in a
wrong.
lot of religions also?
Oh yeah,
that,
this is wrong. This is wrong.
like having sex while the woman is in her period is.
Jewish people. They don't
in
even sleep in the
Judaism,
same
like,
bed
see-
when they're on the period. Yeah.
Oh yeah. In Orthodox Judaism, you're not allowed to sleep in the same bed if.
Yeah, for
Just,
sure.
I mean, I don't know. You get in the mood and you're like, oh, are we allowed? Are we not allowed?
I actually used it because when I worked at a Jewish restaurant, this girl who was getting married had never had sex before, and she was asking me questions about birth
How
control,
to be a slut.
birth control and stuff like that. And I was
Yeah,
answering her
yeah.
questions. Like,
You're
I had
like,
been on
no
birth
more
control for
barurata
years.
Adonai.
At this point, I
Forget
feel like
about it. That's
at this point you should be a sexologist.
That's what I went to school for.
Oh.
I did. I went to school for that, but I didn't do my master's. I just had my undergrad. But no, but so this girl tells me this, and I'm like, yeah, we're talking, and then she was like, yeah, but when I'm on my period, like it sucks. I have to sleep in a separate bed, so I'm just gonna continually take my birth control so that I don't get my period. I was like, okay, yeah, honestly, like do it. Like it's not a bad deal. But I'm like, but I was like, but really, like you won't even like. I kind of tried to get it out of her, like, even if you're on your period, you have to sleep in a separate bed, but like, it's kind of hot, no? Like, you know, you do it anyway. And she was like, what? like the religion in her was like, no, like, absolutely not. I do not sleep in the same bed as him until what is it? What is the Jewish?
name for it? I don't know.
No, a priest is not
It's
a
a
rabbi.
rabbi.
A rabbi. A rabbi
Doesn't-
like deems me okay. Like they get
what the
checked.
rabbi deems
Oh my
it?
God,
Yo,
and
bro,
it
you
has
want to hear something
go-
fucked up?
Yes.
Like,
What?
you want to hear
No,
something
no.
fucked up? Like in certain Jewish communities, what do you call like the very Jewish people?
Orthodox.
Orthodox or Hasidic.
Ultra Orthodox or Hasidic.
They ever since the like they keep a repertoire, a log
Live-
of women's periods. So like when women
It's
have
not-
their
they've always done that.
yeah, exactly, I know.
Yeah.
So like when a woman has her period, they go see the rabbi and they tell them this, and so
check in. They check in.
Mhm.
Yeah, they check in with their period. So the rabbi knows exactly. They keep it in a log.
January
Knows
28th.
this woman from this family has her period, and they did a study with like ever since the COVID vaccine, because you know COVID vaccine has been proven to perturb
Yep. Fuck up a
women's cycles.
Pertube?
Protrude.
Protrude.
Yeah, or like perturbe, or
Yeah.
like fucking
Interrupt.
interrupt. Exactly.
Yeah.
Or
Fucks up.
influence women's cycles.
Yeah.
And they went and did comparisons of data with rabbis' logs and women that got vaccinated. And they realized that thanks to these rabbis who had these logs, that a lot of their